Good morning. I'm David Kern. Welcome to the CBS AM debrief for this Thursday, the 20th of January, just after 8:30 a.m. And a bit of market action last night of note. S&P 500 and Nasdaq both experienced the biggest one-day drops since November. The S&P 500 being down 1.01% and Nasdaq nearly 1.5%. So the thing that seemed to precipitate this was revenues numbers coming through from Goldman Sachs and American Express, disappointing the market. And of course, we know that this can happen during the reporting season, which is now on. And I think we've made some comments in the last week or two that we've really seen this very strong rally in the US indices over the last 6 weeks or so, and perhaps some of that expectation was getting a little bit ahead of itself, and I think we're seeing the results of that here. Go and have a look at the rest of the Americas, all pretty much down in line with that move, and really similar situation in Europe, with the only exception being Milan up 0.56%. But one of the bigger movers there was the FTSE down 1.32 and Stockholm down 2.01. Yesterday we ended up finishing up quite well actually, up 32, and Hang Seng up 265 and Nikkei up 38. But a bit of a different picture being painted on the futures this morning. Nikkei down 40, Hang Seng curiously countering that trend, down up 204, and then we're pointing down 49 points at the moment. So it looks like we'll be back below that 4,800 level. Move on now to have a look at the commodities. We can see that most of the major commodity indices were pointing down, although the SP GSCI was the one exception then. Crude down 51 cents. Natural gas up 14.5 cents, up 3.28% there, so quite a strong move. In our stocks, cocoa up 2.21, corn rather down 2.77, fairly big move there. Cotton up 2.41, wheat up 0.5%, sugar up just 0.19. Lumber, quite a strong move, 3.37. Oats down 2.89. And wool coming off here, losing quite a lot of steam there, 33 cents down to $11.52 per kilo. And then copper down 1.68 to $4.35.35 per pound. Gold at $13.69, up $1.40, and silver at $28.73. down 0.8182. Currency pairs, the euro was buying 1.3289 US dollars, buying slightly less than yesterday, and the pound buying a little more at 1.5885 US dollars, and the yen, the US dollar rather buying 82.7250 yen, Aussie buying 0.9937. And I think we'll find that that's actually a little bit out of date there, but probably a 20-minute delay. Yeah, so we are back above parity here on the live spot prices. US dollar buying 98.76 Canadian cents and 0.9650 Swiss francs. Let's take a look at the economic calendar here. So we should already have had the Canadian manufacturing shipments month on month in November, but that doesn't seem to have printed quite yet. US housing starts. Let's see if we can just get a refresh on this. Okay, that's a little bit better. So a little bit disappointment there in the housing starts too. 529,000 new dwellings for December. Expectation was 550, and the previous was 553. And already out is the New Zealand Consumer Price Index, which was 4, previous 4.1. So that's quite a big number there, year on year for the fourth quarter now. Not entirely sure at this point what might be driving that, so it'll be interesting to find out. And the quarter on quarter, there may be some costs coming through from the earthquake there. That's speculation. The quarter on quarter figure here, 2.3, 2.4 the previous, and 1.1. Sorry, the expected, and 1.1 the previous. Now we've been watching with interest the GDP numbers out of China. There have been rumours coming out that the number will be greater than 10. I think I saw that figure on Tuesday. So that would certainly be pretty encouraging and would potentially turn around some negative sentiment here today, I would have thought, if this is the sort of number we see. Throughout the rest of the day, we've got German producer prices early this evening, and then going through to some UK CBI trends, total orders numbers, and that takes us through to tomorrow. Philadelphia Fed numbers out actually in early tonight, I should say. So nothing of great note. Moving into early Saturday morning with Canadian retail sales. Okay, so let's have a look at the Falcon Trader. Have a look at a couple of things here. Just looking here at gold. Getting a bit of a house view here that maybe around the 1360 level is not a bad level to be buying. It does seem to be reasonably well supported. And where are we looking up here? Yep, we're currently on that figure. Let's move this out of the way. 1369, so a little lower than that. And with some of the sovereign issues potentially rearing their head, or if they do, then it would be too unrealistic to expect a bit of a push higher, I would have thought. Now, we'll just cover on quick look at what the Aussie's doing. Just mentioned that it is now back above parity. Again, comes back to this trend line. If we can maintain that, probably expect to see it push higher. And by comparison, we'll have a look here at the US dollar. Now, I would have thought that this 5.0 level, 77.68, might be the likely target here before no support between the current level and moving down to that level there, that spike low. So perhaps I would expect this to continue on until we see anything significant there at the 618 level. So perhaps a further trend downwards. Okay, then we might just touch on a couple of the stocks that we've talked about in the last week or two. One of them was Ironbark Gold, or now called Ironbark Zinc. And that one has pretty much held our trend line here. And so I actually see this is not a bad level to be looking at entering if one had a bullish view on zinc. Lend-Lease is another one that I mentioned a couple of weeks back, and that's progressing here quite nicely, and quite liking the look of that here. Caltex is one that we're looking at using the VectorVest system, and it gives it quite a good rating in terms of yield, safety, value, timing, and it does incidentally have quite a good yield, and does seem to have just a little bit of a reversal pattern here, so maybe we'll see that head back up towards that $15 level. Talking of vector vest, I'll have a quick look at that now and what that's suggesting in the market. Now this is of yesterday's, as a result of yesterday's close. So still getting this mildly bullish, or in the bullish sector zone here, having seen a green tile for price movement here yesterday. So now we've got a yellow and two greens. So still pretty strong. We've got the market timing indicator still swinging up here or pointing up. And our ratio between buys, sells and holds shows that we've got 314 stocks out of the 1,500 that are covered that are currently recommended to buy, 174 a sell, and then a little over 1,000 holds. And then out of those picks, according to value, safety and timing, top of the list, and has been for quite some time, is Medusa Mining with the 1.54 value, safety, timing value. Alcan Resources, rare earths, there at 1.47. Index, similar figure. Mineral Resources, Atlas Iron, and Aluka. Credit Corp, Lend Lease, Tower, Fortescue. So I've got a bit of a mix, but largely of resource stocks there. Interestingly, followed by finance and property. So quite interesting there. So there's a whole bunch of other stocks there which I won't go through, but pause this video and have a look at them further if you wish. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for today. Thanks as always for your attention. I hope that's useful, and until next time, bye for now.